What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Today, we are going on day two. We're going to talk about foundational marketing. Now, this is what I always have to say before you really get started. This process itself in day two, and if you can get this on your piece of paper, right? If you've already done day one, we talked about the overview, getting traffic, getting people to acknowledge what you do, and finding you, converting them into actually having their information for you to continuously build a relationship with them, and then three, actually getting them to show up to an opportunity that helps you get paid, actually impacting them and their lives based off of what you are doing and they are doing. So now day two, I wanted to talk about the foundations of marketing, and I'm going to be using my wife as an example on a very simple thing. And like I said, these videos, I don't want them to be too long, but I want you to really get a grasp of a message and what it means to have a message and have the great foundation of marketing. Now, the first thing that's foundational for marketing in day two is you need to know who you are talking to. Okay. Now, one of the things that you know that you have to know, if you don't believe this, I'm telling you, when you sell to everyone, you sell to no one. When you are in the wellness space and say, I do this, it helps this, that's what you should do it because it helps. Is it marketing? That's what you do. Now, how you market what you do and what you say about what you do and who you do it for can really dive down into your marketing. Like I said, I'm going to keep it simple. Most yoga pages or yoga studios that I say, it says, hey, come set up a call, or hey, come do this, or usually it's like, hey, come look at our schedule, right? Come show up. Now, what if they're nowhere near the show up phase? Okay. I'm not gonna get too deep on this part because it may take this an hour to get in here. But when you're thinking about who you're talking to directly, in any business model and what you're giving them, most of the time people are afraid to scare people away, and that also means they don't attract the other or opposite person. So in the process, I'm always guiding the process of who we're talking to or why we're talking to these people and what message we're giving them, because it is super important to really understand that for yourself and for your client. And I'm going to give a basic example. If this is like, what does that even mean, right? So if you're a guy yoga teacher and you have a style and you like to teach guys, your page and your style will not be the same as somebody else who wants to appease to everybody. Maybe your page says when you want to build masculinity in yoga, when you want to build strength you can only compete with in the boardroom. Like, these types of things that you can create in your space will be more dynamic because it will be towards that person. I'm not saying everybody can't be everybody, but when you have a message that resonates, it also repels. Resonate also repels. So being direct in your message. The foundation is purpose. The purpose of the person who comes in person, the purpose who comes to the person on the website, the purpose whoever is one of your products. Your product is your class, your product is your one-on-one, your product is, your events. Those are your products, right? If you hadn't watched version one, please make sure you do it. But in-person, website, product, in the foundation of purpose, why am I here? Most people do not choose a yoga teacher based off of their who they are, but based off of how they teach and what they feel like they overcome when they're with that person. So if you're sitting here and you're like, okay, what is going to make someone make that jump? I'm going to express what my wife does, right? My wife doesn't teach men, but we've gotten closer and closer to her niche as we've walked her through this process, that she's going to be working with women who want to transform from some sort of abusive relationships. And we're starting to get really into that system of what she had before and what she's in now and how she grew, because your mess and your message is what helps you get to that next level. Everybody's healing, right? You're all healers in general, but what you had to heal is personal to you. And that's really important to your overall story of what you transmute and give to people, what you're overcoming, to strengthen the story of the creation. Okay, purpose. So, you know, a page that says something like, hey, I do yoga, versus a page that says, where women come to find their serenity. So if I was on the page, I'd be like, well, guess I'm not a woman. Okay, maybe my wife could do this. And I'll start looking. It gave me purpose if it intrigued me enough to tell me who this is for and what they're coming to get, right? And then the next thing could be looking for transformation when it comes down to the abuse you give yourself from the abuse you have received. So these are mindsets of talking to a direct person. Yeah, you could run traffic. And even when you're running ads, if you're talking to a direct person, it repels clicks and it adds clicks. Talking to the right person impels how fast they convert into getting the information, because once you get their information, information, that is when your beginning of your relationship relies on the things that they can do. So even I even tell this to people all the time. My girl worked for a studio in Houston, and she got paid $1 for every person who showed up. Okay, that was in her class that was additional. So I was like, okay, what if we get 400 emails from people who are coming to your classes, and every day before your class or 2 days before your class we send them an email, all collectively to that 400 people would cost about $1 or $2 to send out. But if 3 of those people show up, we made double the income. Right, on these situations, reminders, being top of mind, updating people, those things are important. You got to be able to do that. So in your situation is, who are you talking to? So the first thing is, you need traffic, right? And you have to be able to, and this is important for day 2, because when you're saying I need to go get traffic, I need people to click on my link. Who? And what's intriguing them? What are they overcoming? What are you fixing for them? Why does it make your stuff relevant? A lot of times people are so into talking to themselves and the practice and the thing that they do, but marketing the thing that you do, putting out the thing that you do, the transformation that you make, the expectations, those are what get you abundant life and opportunities. Not what you do, it's who you do it for and why you do it, for your personal brand, because this is all about also personal brands as well as studios. A studio can use, and I'll once we start doing systems and stuff like that, I don't know if we're going to get into the software in the 7 days, but we may get into some software. Also, if you're watching this video, I'm actually planning on giving my software away for 30 days for a yoga teacher or a studio that wants to learn how to use Expert Markedly and how to take it to the next level, which is a software I use and use for my wife, and it's my software, and I'm building it especially for yoga and wellness professionals to really use it to get at that next level of marketing. You'll probably click it down below somewhere in the video or somewhere where you can get it and get a free trial. I don't know if it's gonna be 30 days or 7 days. I may do 7 days, depending on the hassle of energy that you guys are really ready to do it, or if it's like, oh, we're just trying to come here and click on it and take some free. I don't really want you guys. I want people who want to build and impact an industry, period. I want people to impact themselves. I'm teaching this because I want wellness teachers to compete in the space of time, energy, and focus for those who really need it and those who need the healing. Okay, so that's why I'm here. Now, like I said, this is one message, but imagine if you go there and says, "Hey, I do yoga. It's good for you." Good for me? How? Most of the time, oh man, I wish I could just re. You know what? I'm about to get in the game. I'm gonna get in the game. I'm gonna get in the game. Actually, I'm gonna show you some things. I'm gonna just really just get in here and freestyle a little bit for you guys, because I really wanted to get to this part today, because I like examples. Okay, so let's look at a chart. Okay, let's see if I can get a chart here. I kind of wanted a different type of chart. Let's do this. So, like I said, day 3 is going to be lead marketing, and we're going to talk about that. But let's get to, let's double this up. I'm going to show you something, because I really want to. I really want to be able to show you this, and really, really, really get to the next level. That was what we were talking about. So let's do this. So let's think about this. Let's get some drawing strings here. Let's draw. Okay. Okay. So here is. Let's see. We're gonna go like that. Okay. So we're gonna. I destroyed that. Let's just undo all of that. So let's do this. You know what? I don't know if this is just the thickness of the line. Get some lines. Let's get some arrows, some lines. Here we go. Let's use some lines. Here we go. Let's not try to be superheroes. So, Jesus, I don't even like how thick that line is. I'm doing the most here. Okay, better. It's long. Okay, here we go. And 29 degrees. Okay. Okay, so. Okay. Whatever, honestly. It's pretty good. Okay, so now this line, let's go down here. Let's just move this down a little bit. Okay, so let's say this line is from when they're learning about yoga. Let's say we're going to start here and they're just learning about yoga. Let's get another little small line. Get a little small line here. Can't cut the line in half or anything. It's like the line's not thick now, and it's like you can't even grow it. But let's do this. So let's go line number one. Let's make this smaller. Here we go. Bam. So let's go line number one, and let's say they're just learning about why yoga should help them in some manner or some way, right? They're just learning, right? Maybe they have a back problem. Maybe they want to be more flexible. Maybe they've heard about yoga. They're just learning. And then from just learning, there's all the way over here, which is showing up, right? And let's say this is just the first milestone. Here's what people always want to do in marketing. I want you to be in between this process. The reason why having words that say this, right? Having something that's a bold statement, you're in the place where you want to be, rather than saying yoga is just good for you, is your ability to meet someone in their learning process of learning about yoga. Okay. So because all these things happened in yoga with my wife, she changed her life. She was able to do these things. She was able to relax, find a place of serenity. When she was learning about it, when she wanted to figure out she was doing yoga, and then she started showing up. And then in that process, she kept learning and showing up, learning and showing up, learning and showing up, learning and showing up. And eventually she got to that next level where she became a frequent weekly shower. But it all started here and here. And most of the wellness creators, most of the people in the wellness space, you never meet anybody here. You guys never meet anybody here, because it's like, this is where and sometimes there's people here, of course. I mean, I say never, but I mean, if you look at you guys as a overall unit, right? If you guys are battling versus up, it'd be like, social media, yeah, you guys always find social media. They're learning, entertainment, social media. That's not Social media is not where you really go to learn. It's great when you learn some things and you're like, oh my god, my algorithm showed me the greatest things. But the reality is, you don't go there to learn. You go to YouTube, you go to Google, you go to these platforms, you go to learn, and you go to learn, and you learn, and you find about people on social media. So what you guys always miss, and what I'm trying to teach you guys, is you guys need to get in the game of the learning process. That's where your websites and stuff like that comes in, and teaching YouTube and being in the learning process. Then from them learning, finding you on social media continuously, and then you know what you do from social media. From there, you eventually do this thing called converting them, like I said, the second thing, into their actual listings for your emails and stuff like that. And then they go from learning about you, from being in social media, to being in your email. Right now, they're getting your emails about yoga. Like, let's think about this. If I was going to go places, and I found someone that I was educating about something I wanted to learn, like how to fix my back problems, like how to relieve my back with yoga, right? And I see them and I learn from them. And then from their learning, which could be a PDF, a small course, I found their social media. Now I'm social media following them at all points of times. And maybe because I learned from them, I could have automatically converted with the PDF, and I have his email. Now I'm getting emails from them. And why? I know exactly where he came from because of my educational information. Because in this process, I was like, hey, how do you fix your back with yoga? Or 10 ways to fix your back, right? Just doing these things for people who have problems solving issues that yoga does, and really getting them to show up and really meeting them in that process. And one thing I'll tell is, most people don't stay into that process. This is where the real money is in the small amount of people that you help over and over and over again. It's not about having everybody in the world. And I say that even on social media, people think like, oh, I got to blow up. Oh, the videos don't have to blow up. You got to remember your purpose of being there, for people to find you and find and then what they're going to get, and then, be able to show up in your system. So that's where that comes in on that end. So that's what I wanted to show you, is that you got to get into the learning business and educating people of why they're learning from you. If you're a sound bowl healer, what is the reason why you went in there to help a certain person, to really give them a guideline? It's easy to talk to that person and find them, like, this is for, right? So it's like, when you're saying this is for these people, this is for that, then really people start to find you and really, really start to come around and really start to do things with you. And that's the power of the learning process. So like I said, you got to have a purpose and a reason. Her reason is for women who want to come find themselves, find their serenity. They're looking for their happy place and want to get rid of the pain that they're giving themselves due to the people who are putting pain on them. And then that is your way to be able to direct marketing. And now when you're talking to someone directly, you know who you're talking to. You send them to a certain page. They're getting the message that they deserve and that they're looking for. And that is what I call, mindful marketing. being mindful of who you're affecting and you're trying to change. But you'll always make more money being the best at doing something by people's knowledge than you'll ever be just doing it. Being known to do it is the important part as well. And people don't want to be known. But like I want to say, this business is for warriors as well. God had warriors. God played the game with warriors. He fought a battle, and we're going to fight battles as well. So I want you guys to know that if you're going to come out here and fight the battle of social media and fight against all those things and really bring it to the game and really try to change people's lives, that is the army and the people you want to hang around with, those who are willing to do what it takes to still go out here and heal the world rather than, allowing all these other marketing spaces, selling all these other things to them, their time, their energy, their money, to all these other things. It's time for us to compete too in the wellness space. I'm going through the process of getting my 200 hours. And even then I was looking at the marketing section in there and I'm like, yo, we got to do better. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the day 2. Like I said, day 3, we are going to be going over lead marketing, just getting them. Like, what are you going to be offering? What are you saying in the offer in exchange to getting the opportunity to build that relationship and then continuously building that marketing after? And like I said, continuously growing. So if you guys enjoyed it, if you didn't, comment down below or, send me a message of more information or things that you would like to learn. But like I said, you guys can find more information about me and my team. It's Marketing with Dom, as well as, naturally Nelma is my wife. And that's where we teach her to be growing her business. And these are the things I'm going to be, I've already taught a lot of these things to her, but now we're going fully into the space. I'm really going to develop a system for anybody in the wellness space to continue duplicating what we do so we can change more lives. And I'm excited for that. So I'll see you in the next video.